thank you very much for a fantastic lecture this afternoon. I really enjoyed it, and I particularly enjoyed your concept of the dermatology stethoscope, of thinking of the dermatoscope in that capacity. And as you say, it's something which is great and accessible to all dermatologists, really. Well, you touched about your 3 sort of special points that dermoscopy gives us. Would you like to just tell us those again?
Yeah, definitely. The 3 points why I cannot live without dermoscopy anymore is first because I'm able to diagnose 20% more melanomas than without it. Second, that I'm in 50% of benign lesions, I feel more relaxed.
Yes.
I'm able to acquire more specificity, and I reduce, that's why, the number of unnecessary excisions of benign lesions. But the third and most important thing is that it became really my stethoscope, because I can look at any kind of skin disorder through my dermatoscope.
Yes.
Of course, at the moment we have a limited number of indications for dermoscopy in the general dermatology field.
Right.
But limited means almost 50 indications. So 15 skin disorders can be facilitated by the use of dermoscopy.
Yes.
So these are my 3 points why I cannot live without it.
Absolutely. Well, you certainly persuaded us, all of those. And as you say, if you're reducing the number of unnecessary biopsies and increasing the detection of melanoma, it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? One of the things I'd like to just talk to you about, really, is the role of education in dermoscopy. Our trainees had a fantastic afternoon with you yesterday, learning really dermoscopy from sort of 0 to 60. How do you think the best way of teaching it is? From apps, from in the person? Do you have a preferred way of teaching?
Definitely. Of course, we are. It depends where you are. For example, in Italy and in other European countries, dermoscopy is already part of the training for the residency program.
Right.
So
same
they
in the UK too.
they get trained during their residency program. But of course, if you don't get this, as I didn't get this, I had to learn by mainly 2 things: by books, by reading articles, of course, this is connected, but especially to see face-to-face people speaking about
There's no
dermoscopy.
substitute for that, really, is there?
Face-to-face courses are still the main point for learning dermoscopy.
And do you feel that dermoscopy still has a role with more modern or new innovations such as confocal microscopy and things? I mean, I don't think there's a direct threat there, as it were, to that.
No, definitely. These are complementary stuff. I must say, dermoscopy became very powerful and popular, not only because you can apply dermoscopy to many lesions you see in your practice, but it also because it's cheap.
Yes.
So it's affordable by anybody. Confocal is very expensive, and the indications are very small.
Yes.
So that means that you have to do a good investment, about 100,000 euro, for using the machine for a little bit of the lesions you see in the practice. So this is a little bit the problem I see with confocal. So I'm waiting for a cheaper machine, and then maybe this will be much more popular.
We'll be able to see where they sit together, as it were. I mean, I think the other point that we talked about earlier is that dermoscopy can be very useful for identifying which bit you want to biopsy, particularly in scalp disease, which is one of my special interests. I don't have to take so many biopsies now, thanks to the dermoscopy, but when I do have to, it's nice to be able to use that to help you identify the best sort of place where you're going to get the highest yield, if you like.
Of course, definitely. You are able to select much better the point where there is the pathology. For scalp diseases, there is a huge advancement.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially as I told during the lecture, I find it extremely nice for differentiating cicatrizal alopecias. But also, for example, to choose when you have a big lesion, a big lentigo maligna, for example, to choose the right place where to take the biopsy. This is extremely important.
And we'll never forget your chow chow sign, of course, which is very, very entertaining. So thank you so much again for your fantastic lecture today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.